As per the requirement of Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, notice is hereby given that this is a regular meeting of the Borough of Highlands, Mayor and Council, and all requirements have been met. Notice has been transmitted to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times. Notice has been posted on the public bulletin board. Formal action will be taken. Time allotted for the public comment at this meeting. Each speaker may be allowed a limited time when recognized by the presiding officer. Individuals wishing to address the council shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their name, address, and group, if any, they represent. Although the council encourages public participation, it reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks and/or by any individual not keeping with the conduct of proper and efficient meetings. The council will not, during the public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation and performance of, promotion, or disciplining of any specific, prospective, or current employee. Roll call. Councilman Roswell.
Here.
Councilmember Young.
Here.
Councilmember Mazzola.
Here.
Councilmember Ryan.
Here.
Mayor O'Neill.
Here.
Key schedule.
Oh, you want to go to the alcohol ban in the community
Might
center?
as well.
I've got my copy that I scanned in yesterday. Oh, okay. But if no one else has a copy, let's go to the
I have the
alcohol
copies
ban and then
that-
go back.
I have a few questions.
Yeah, these are just changes that, I was
Okay.
looking at all the things that Kim had gotten us. But why don't we wait until everyone's got their own copy and go to the alcohol ban, right?
Yes, I would.
I would suggest that we remove this ban. I agree.
You mean altogether?
From the public places?
From the community center and,
Or should we do it from the community center for any event or when it's being rented out?
well, you're not gonna be serving,
Yeah, but if you have the alcohol ban, say you have bonfires, do you want the alcohol ban during the bonfires? People could bring alcohol to the bonfires. Where do you want to have it when it's being rented out? The alcohol ban is not in effect. And people having a party at tent can have alcohol.
I think that it should come to us.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, because I don't want to have a situation where we have, an event for children in here, and somehow someone gets in here with alcohol.
I don't think that was the intent. Yeah, I think the intent was that when somebody rents it, that they'd be allowed to serve alcohol as part of their rental. It's not saying you're gonna have a children's party and somebody's gonna bring a flask and get loaded. That's not the point. The point
Well,
of
what
alcohol
if
ban...
it's a borough, like when we have the kids in here for the summer program?
No. Okay, what the current ban is, Ken, is that if you are renting this facility as a citizen of either this borough or any place else, you are not allowed to serve alcohol unless you get a special resolution from the council.
Correct.
So I'm not talking about any other event. I'm talking about...
just when it's rented.
What is banned is when you're renting,
Okay.
you cannot serve alcohol unless you get a resolution from the council.
Okay.
So what we're suggesting is lifting that, or even changing it to just be on the line, I mean, whatever we feel is appropriate.
So with each rental agreement, there would be an understanding that alcohol would be permitted.
Exactly.
With the
And if
rental
alcohol is
agreement.
permitted, I would suggest that the deposit is raised to a higher fee.
And they should also have, insurance.
So they always have to
Does it
have
have
that.
to, now Kim, does that have to be higher when alcohol is involved?
That's right. So what would happen is there's a separate part of the application that if you do choose to have alcohol, there'll be another portion of the application and the additional insurance. All right, and let me ask you this question. Say I'm renting out to community center, and I'm going to have a yoga day, but I'm going to serve wine with the yoga day. I know, it's a great idea. So my new concept. Exactly. Yeah, but that's what I mean. What if, so, but that is, I think we're thinking about parties, but that could be interpreted as any kind, you have a tap dance class, and you rent it out.
Are you allowed to serve alcohol, you have to put it in there that, I mean, that's not going to do that. I'm just making sure somebody's going to,
Or it's part of the rental application, where you, we could change it so that it could say, are you going to be serving alcohol? And then if you check that box, you have to pay an extra fill in the blank, $100 in your deposit, and then an extra $5,000 in
We have
insurance.
yoga and handling.
Yes.
So Dave and Ramon and I were sitting yesterday, and we were actually handling the application format for the community center. That is actually part of the application. So, and then if it's yes, it's okay, then you're supported.
this is the private event though where the person renting the establishment is charging for those that really they cannot go out. You go get whatever you guys do.
Right.
What if they were only kids, if they weren't charging for the handling, but they were charging out?
So if they're selling alcohol by the ABC, they would have to have an invite-only list of all the people that are invited would be allowed to speak to alcohol. And they were doing that usually.
Every single one of them, yes?
Assuming that it was something like days, something like drug permit or something like that. There's a lot of exceptions, a lot of different types of permits that come to that play with certain types of events.
How does this apply to when the borough has an event here? Because we're not filling out the rental agreement, right?
But we're not renting from ourselves.
Right. So does that mean that we're still allowed to have alcohol?
Well, that's what I own.
The only time we did it was for the Highlands that movie.
And it was BYOB.
Right, I mean, that would be banned from the application.
Which is just like a restaurant has a BYOB, they don't have a liquor license, but someone can come and bring a bottle of wine and have dinner with their meal.
But this being public property.
Right.
So we would lift it ourselves every time we get
I just want to make sure there's not going to be pushback because residents can say, well, if I rent it, I can have alcohol, but when I come to a borough event, such as the event in Atlanta, St. Patrick's Day, I can't bring alcohol now. Does that present an issue?
myself, just be where you assume you fill out the papers and say, yes, I can do it. Somebody should look at it and say, yeah, even to address it and not having it, and so they would
Aren't all applications, submitted to be approved by the administrator? Really?
And is that your concern?
Yeah, no. My concern is that if we have a planned scheduled borough event, like what we're getting ready to have, of course, the movie, this one is more for adults, but say we have a movie for children, and the children come, but some of the parents come and bring their,
Oh, but no, you have to fill out.
no, it's not a sellout, it's
Borough event.
the recreation department is having a movie.
Because it's not an open, it's not an open, we're not a bar,
No, but they bring it.
but we're not,
But you're mixing two things up, Kenneth. We're saying this is for rentals.
I know, that's what we're trying to clarify. I
Right.
understand that it's our meeting to have it for when people rent the borough property for their own event. But for our
Borough
event,
events, they say
like the
no,
rec
it's
department
completely fine.
movie night, if it's a children's movie, so a lot of children come here.
I think that you can clarify.
Yeah, if you're hosting an event and you want it to be, obviously, the borough property, you can designate whether or not alcohol is going to be allowed for that event. The only thing at issue is for the rentals, it's currently set so that no alcohol is allowed, and that's why there's a bunch of applications seeking that exemption. But, yeah, I mean, if it's a matter of having a children's event and you want to ban alcohol, you can designate, your property, you can set whatever, standards.
So the borough events should be, by default, be alcohol-free unless
Correct.
we say,
Correct.
for a special reason we want
I think we
to.
all agree, yes?
Yes.
But when someone's renting it, for their own, maybe they're having a birthday party or
Right,
something.
or a
So,
wedding, or whatever, it is,
whatever, and they have to fill out extra paperwork
and get extra insurance, and pay an extra deposit.
Right, that should be okay, but I want the default for borough use to be no alcohol.
Absolutely.
So, well, yeah, they would have to ask, we would have to consider ourselves,
Well, they should,
but there isn't paperwork for borough use, is there? So like the rec department's having a movie, do they fill out paperwork for having a movie?
We just have to make sure that it's not intended, right? Intended in
Yeah, just make sure there's no conflicts, but is there any assumption about whether or not you're gonna have alcohol here?
none of that are supposed to have to do that.
So the default is no alcohol
Correct,
for borough operators in,
absolutely.
okay?
Right, we would have to get it right.
Right.
I haven't planned on having alcohol.
Well, I'm not going to.
Yes.
So are we good with that? Kim, can you make sure that all the paperwork reflects that borough-sponsored events will be default of non-alcohol permitted unless expressly given approval by the council? Thank you.
Do you want, I have copies of the schedule that you can see it. Oh, did you give everybody a copy?
No, I left mine in my office, Ken brought it home.
Did you add on to mine?
So that,
Or you're a different one?
I printed yours.
Oh, okay.
Well, take one, take one.
99 bottles.
Yeah, I was going to say 98 bottles of beer on the wall.
Have that.
Who's walking up? Anita, you want one?
What's that? Yeah, you need to typhoid, TV typhoid, yeah, typhoid. I don't know. You bet I could. And it's like, that's what the like, whatever. Man, I love Ryan.
No, my back hurts.
Well, to start off with all the police stuff,
Okay,
wouldn't that be per their contract?
okay, exactly, and it's wrong.
Of course.
So we can just start with that. It was Bob Merriman, that's right, I wrote over this. It's 65 and 75 in their contract now, it's not correct.
65 to 75?
Yeah, 65, it's 65 an hour for off duty, and then after 7 p.m., it's $75 an hour. So this is wrong, so we can, I can handle that, this portion, where it says compensation for private entity. Then there's nonprofits or school districts, it's 25 per hour. That is currently what the ordinance pays, and the PBA does have issues.
I was going to say, they're allowing that?
We actually are, big more for that.
So we're picking up the bill for the extra time
No,
that the
we're not.
officers...
What's happening is, guys don't take the jobs.
No, they don't.
And then what happens is other towns are picking up the off duty and their schools are paying other towns police, but they won't pay our town.
Well, that's ridiculous. Okay, so that needs to get changed to the 65, 75, no?
Right, yeah, it does really have to be.
So they're going to pay Middletown the 65, 75 rate?
There's a little bit more to that story than what you're saying.
I'm sure there is,
And I know what the other end of the story is.
but it is by contract, so I think that's the attorney should just.
And then what about this administration fee for a police officer for a nonprofit? An administration fee for a private
So
entity?
administration fees, this is quite interesting, that should be a slightly different, and this is our gas page, this is us, the finance department doing the work, and it goes to, it should be in total area, trying to think of the police department item, really, it's not. This is actually an administrative fee for the borough as well. We pay the gas part of the gas part of the running and for the work and for the secretary that does the work. That
So what should these fees be?
I think that's just really close to four. I don't think a non-profit, this is a non-profit, but I don't know what that actually says in the contract. I'd have to look. What that might have been just in the contract or some contract is done, I don't know. Being that our ordinances and those in our contract.
The purchasing
Application
for handgun?
purchases for the application for handgun. I don't know if we did a statute or anything for at least this municipal body.
This was just for our municipal fees within our ordinance. I cannot cross it to any state statutes.
Okay, so, these are really, it doesn't even come to the time at all, what it is. So, I was
What accounts, John?
if you look at the,
I couldn't find them in those in those attachments.
how to say,
So whatever I couldn't find is largely what's blank here.
right. I mean, I think $10, $15 is a good number.
I was thinking 25. So,
I know personally that a town, $5, $10, $15 is usually the number. So in reference to you guys, what you want to charge, do we even have a lot to come in?
Gun permits.
Yeah, the gun permits. Yeah, but who has them come in, we don't have them coming often, but that's a really, you're not gonna make a lot on this, but I mean, $2.
about 10.
And is that for the $5, of course, it's a $12?
No, the $5 one, that should be more.
Okay, so that one,
That should be 15.
okay, the $2,
Then should be 10.
And the application to change name or address, is that for your firearm? Because it says permit to purchase a pistol, permit to
Yes.
purchase a handgun.
Yeah,
If you move, you gotta.
that's if you move, you have to re-register.
That's-
Okay.
Does anybody get police reports mailed anymore?
Yeah, people that don't have considered that. And sometimes,
Then shouldn't that be a per page cost? That we could put in line with like other statutory per page
20
costs?
cents per page.
Well, Oprah's very low.
I can weigh in on the, I think this is probably, without having worked in something like that, we get the fees probably for the administrative fees get actually, which by statute is capped at maximum $5.
Ah.
So it's more other things to report. It's probably a little bit, but that's why I think that $5 is that.
Got it.
It's fine, but you think that's $3.
For the municipal rebate.
Sorry, did I?
Donna does municipal, she's our administrator. I don't know how much time it takes to think them out.
Well, at $3, 5 minutes is costing more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that you can go on further research.
That sounds good to me. With $1 each additional 5,000 square foot. Or
How many think you think?
And then we can go back and look up other stuff.
No, these are just regular, we're just kind of going through all the other ones.
Yes.
Middletown one's already done. Yeah, we're already done.
We were also talking about the community center use and how much we were gonna rent that out for.
That's on the next
That was
page.
the topic that was-
So,
You guys see this, this has happened 1 year ago?
what page are you?
The first one. And I knew, I've received people coming into it.
Duplicate of a tax bill or a water bill?
What does that mean?
That you print off.
Or they got their...
Oh, they're asking for
Yeah.
their own, another copy. For $1? If you charge 100, they won't lose it next time.
How much I owe for tax? I mean, look, who's gonna ask for the thing that we're gonna pay?
Some people have their Not a bit. Actually, do you guys see this? Yes. The boy towns don't get a receipt.
I was gonna say, the check is the receipt.
Like pay on cash.
Yes, if you're paying with cash, you should definitely have the receipt.
So I'm looking recreational program, independent contractor. I went back to the community center one.
Does $30 an hour cover our cost for staffing, for opening the community center? Certain people. Well, then shouldn't we make it so that it covers anybody, no matter... It should take into account
Anyone.
no matter who it is.
Anyone.
And if it's overtime or not.
That's right. So that's like Dave and I had went over and like facility and park use as well. Athletic field, that type of deal. It depends on what workload it is and how many hours.
That makes sense, it's like trying to put up a puzzle together, trying to figure out who has to go there for the cost to cover it, and
Exactly.
the fee should cover it.
So what number would cover everybody?
But we're fine.
No. I don't know, but
It's probably not enough, it would probably be 40 or 50 even.
And the community center itself, no, it's probably going to be 35.
All right, these others that I put in there, I just went through and looked at various other Monmouth County and some Middlesex County towns, and it depends on, I didn't do a lot of super North Jersey and super South Jersey, I stayed in the middle. And I just came up with a couple of averages and what our people could possibly afford. I went a lot heavier on upping the fees to non-residents, because that's the way it should be. And of course, everything is per use instead of $35 for the entire year for a group to use something. That's ridiculous. It doesn't even pay for the heat and electricity. So to just state that it's, per use, and the same thing with the deposits. It's like the fee is the fee per use, and the deposit is per use. It should be. I think the deposit is just to cover if there's any damage.
Well, the only thing that comes to mind for me is for the Highlands-based community group. I think of the Historical Society about that. And it certainly should be more than 35 a year. That is ridiculous. But just for them, I don't know what it should be customarily, but I know for them,
Well, you also have a garden club.
do they meet here?
Yeah.
They do, okay. I thought the arts met in the park.
Council,
Well, I
That's what I'm saying,
understand.
and this is,
So-
Unless they show their disclosure, they show that they're
a licensed 501c3, which they are.
licensed by
The fee could be waived.
Their income,
Right.
where is that? That's how you say, how you say that. You can't take the one word and not the other,
Right.
Okay.
right? I would
I-
think.
Yeah.
No,
How do we do that? Because you can't say there's only one word, but you say this and that.
no, I get it. No, I get it. So, but I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work.
So we're saying if they pay now $35 a year, one of us pay $100 a year.
Well, I was wondering,
Because some groups meet quarterly, some groups meet monthly.
they should be $50. So they usually have an annual meeting, and they should be like $50. That would be, I think that is okay.
And they have
But-
quite a different.
Right.
But what about something like this? You could have someone who wants to use it for a one-time thing, one-time gathering, and have a fee for that, and then have a different fee for someone who uses it quarterly, and then another fee for someone who uses it monthly, one time a month, for 12 months. So that, yeah, or it's a, volume just, I think that will help their budget planning and give them a little break.
Without you need the room makes a difference.
Small room versus big room.
One day, the bigger room is Actually, you might not need to when you are as EPOP person is going to be in another 2 weeks. So if it's, it's back up, you really don't have that somebody who's going to do it. You're not going to worry about anybody who's having to do it. That association will have that, the system right in their phone, so that association president will have a number in their phone or that keypad that they'll pick up from them. And they'll just swipe at the front door and they'll use that keypad. It's only valid in the hours they have spent. So they don't actually have to have a person there to do it. And you have the county. I can just look and make sure that they have a denial right in and it's just.
All right, so what do we decide we're going to do?
We're not going
Decide
to,
on the amount?
we're not concerned about someone having to run another place and making a mess. Maybe we're not. Maybe-
Whoever was responsible for opening that
I mean,
door
we're not
should be
renting to
responsible.
10-year-olds. They're associations and committees. I don't think you have to be on it. Right. That's it. And if there was something left out, we're not,
Then you tap the deposit.
that's right. And they have to sign anything they're leaving the building. And if
The way they found it.
Yeah, because some of the clubs don't meet, like I know just for being on the garden club, they don't meet November, December, and January. But they meet they meet once a month, in every other month.
We have to go to the test.
Yeah.
We have a really long test session. So I would just say if everyone just wants to review this again, and maybe just keep updating it and emailing me, we can touch base with it again next month. I mean, this is not, this is a long list of items.
Can you tell us what the,
Could you send it to us electronically? Bonnie?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I
Becky.
have already.
Oh,
Edited book?
okay. I think was it a PDF or is it a Word
I
doc?
can
Or can you
Yeah.
send it to
I have it in
me?
Word.
Yeah, but I can.
You have it in Word, right?
I can
Okay.
too, and I can send it.
Bonnie's got it in Word, she's gonna send it to us all. Thank you very much.
And I can see if, I have those, I'm definitely what I sent you guys the other thing.
You did, but it was only on the ones that I made comments on.
Okay, so maybe one of these attachments
Who was, because there was like 5
It
or
was
6.
for recreational.
Yeah, it was
Mostly
mostly
is.
Recreational.
rec.
You didn't, you might not have got those.
It was rec and parking and, we don't have any
Yeah,
parking,
no, it's
so.
fine, so you probably just didn't get all the attachments, it might have been too large, I'll go back and I'll get the other ones, but they might be, yeah, I'll do it, go back and do it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to end exec.
Executive session resolution. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the public body is of the opinion that certain circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss attorney-client privilege, open space grants, scope of work, having business partnership, litigation, short drive pump station, or club at Hilton. Minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality above no longer requires that confidentiality, the minutes will be made public. Now therefore be resolved, the mayor and council go into executive session to discuss the above items the public excluded from this meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll second.
All in favor? As per the requirement of Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, notice is hereby given that this is a regular meeting of the Borough of Highlands Mayor and Council. All requirements have been met. Notice has been transmitted to the Asbury Park Press and Material Times. Notice has been posted on the public bulletin board. Formal action will be taken. Time may be allowed for public comment at this meeting. Each speaker may be allowed a limited time when recognized by the presiding officer. Individuals wishing to address the council shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their name, address, and group, if any, they represent. Although the council encourages public participation and reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks and by any individual not in keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. The council will not, during public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination, employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion, or disciplining of any specific, prospective, or current employee. And I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
here,
Councilmember Brian. Here. Councilmember Mazzola. Here. Councilmember Ryan.
Here.
Mayor O'Neill.
here.
Consent agenda. Resolution 19-062, approve payment of bills. Resolution 19-063, appoint representatives to the Monmouth County Regional Health Commission Number 1. Resolution 19-064, authorize Monmouth County Mosquito Commission Control Division to conduct aerial operations. Resolution 19-065, authorize refund of tax overpayment. Resolution 19-066, authorize refund of sewer escrow. Resolution 19-067, amend Recreation Committee membership. Resolution 19-068, authorize amendment to the 2019 temporary budget. Resolution 19-069, approve waiver of alcohol ban at the community center. Resolution 19-070, appoint alternative deputy and sub-registrar. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make it.
And I'll second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Braswell?
Yes?
Councilmember Brian?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor O'Neill?
Yes.
The resolution to approve the consent agenda has been properly approved. Resolution 19-071, authorize release of performance guarantee for Birchwood LLC. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 19-071?
I'll make this motion.
I'll second. Roll call.
Councilmember Braswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Brian?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor O'Neil?
Yes.
Resolution 19071 has been properly approved. Resolution 19072, support past and progress recommendations by the New Jersey Economic and Fiscal Policy Work Group. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 1972?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Councilmember Roswell?
I just want to ask if this creates any kind of obligation for the borough? No financial obligation or? Yes.
Councilmember Yon?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor O'Neil?
Yes.
Resolution 19072 has been properly approved. Resolution 1973, appoint full-time heavy equipment operator. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 19073?
I'll offer it.
I'll second. Roll call.
Councilmember Roswell?
Yes.
Councilmember Yon?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor O'Neil?
Yes.
Resolution 19073 has been properly approved. Ordinance, introduction and first reading. Ordinance 1902, amend restricted parking. Do I have a motion to introduce ordinance 1902?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Roswell?
Master Chief, you're familiar with this?
Yes, I actually was the resident on that, the site visit, part of my site visit with the administrator and the recommendations, also with the clerk as well.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay, it's good for the chief, I'll say yes.
Council-
Good for, well, I mean, but you understand it and wanted to go, okay.
Councilmember Yon?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazzola?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor O'Neil?
Yes.
Ordinance 1902 has been properly introduced. The public hearing will be held on February 20th, 2019. Other business, administrator's report.
This month, I've been involved with various meetings in regards to different mitigation and funding options and programs. A couple of them were the New Jersey Plains that's involved with the NJDEP Steering Committee, which is a meeting for mitigation. We reviewed some draft scenarios for various towns in the study, which was an email that I had sent to council, which gave some different draft studies to mitigate through natural resources and different engineering programs. I also went to the Bay Shore Coastal Resilience Planning Advisory Committee meeting. Monmouth County Division of Planning received a Department of Defense grant as a follow-up to the county 2017 Naval Weapons Station Earl Joint Land Use Study that they had gotten to prepare the Raritan Sandy Hook Bay Coastal Resilience Study to select the sites along the southern Raritan Bay Shore to develop concept plans for future projects. So the entire Raritan Bay is going to be involved with Michael Baker as the consultant engineer. Naval Weapons Station Earl is going to do about, 725,000 cubic yards of sand dredging, and the coastal communities along the area are going to be able to get grant funding for mitigation for their areas, because with that, if we flood, they're going to still flood. So that is going to move us into some grant funding. So that committee met, and we're going to be doing some selecting sites and reviewing concept ideas for the areas along the Bay Shore community. The Monmouth County Regional Health Commission also had some meetings this month in reference to the odor control coming out of the St. Falls area to the dump area. They're also going to have some more meetings to figure out what's going to happen and have some plans. I believe that the regional authority is going to pull out of the inspections for the county. We'll find that out next week. I met with a Columbia student who has offered to do some studies with their environmental science group, and they're going to be doing some capital project study work with us, and they're going to do their capstone project, and they're going to involve Highlands with that study. So that's quite interesting, and I'm excited about that. They're from the area, the students, so that's really interesting. The Columbia University is interested in Highlands. Some of the current projects we have going on right now are Valley Street, Water-Rich Sanitary and Storm, which involves Jones Creek. We're in the survey and spec phase. Veterans Park Electric, you'll see that the platform is being built this week for the electric area. The municipal building, we're in the schematic phase right now, and the mayor will have meetings in the near future when we get a little bit further. The current grants that we're waiting for, the larger grants, are the NJDOT for Cornwall drainage, mitigation grants, we're waiting for word back from FEMA, and OEM for bulkheading for various areas in the borough. And Chestnut Grand Tour up in Portland, we're going to have work going on in the spring towards the summer, and we're currently looking at Locust Street to do some sidewalk, curbing, and sanitary and paving going on over there. I had met with Joan Bruno from the Arts Council. They're looking at doing a photo club at the community center for high school students. They will be opening the program to Atlantic Highlands and Seabright residents as well. They have asked that the photos be included in next year's town calendar, so they were excited about that. This would be a weekly program with weekly topics, and we think it's a great way for residents to reach out to the young generation and share the topic of arts and Highlands. Highlands also is going to be participating in a Highlands Film Festival this year, and it will be a thriller-themed film festival on October the 5th, and it will be held here for screening at the community center. So we're actually really excited about that. It's awesome. And I met with a record label who is going to sponsor a Park Fest Highlands event on May 18th. It's going to be in 5 or 6 of the Highlands parks. Some bands are going to set up. Some are going to be acoustic. Other ones are going to be regular park setup, regular concert setup with vendors, and that should be a pretty fun event. Casablanca is going to be here at the community center on February 15th.
That's a plan to forget your Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And they're looking at doing a stock car show sometime in May. So I think that's just about everything. If I forgot anything, you guys can call me at the office. I'll let you know.
I went down to Valley Street today, just to speak with the contractor, and he's pretty much done from Bay Avenue. Valley Street is going to set a chamber tomorrow, if all possible. He's tied up by the gas and water, and then we'll start on the next part of the next phase. From today's street, even nicer now, it's dirt than it was when we went down there the last time. So it's coming along, he's doing a good job, I believe. There's some issues we got to stay abreast of, resolved, and this Blue Run and this and Doug Rollmeyer. So the last thing we need is for the job to stop or slow down. We got to keep them going. So that's where that's at. Other than that, I don't have anything that I can think of at all. Somebody else?
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait, one thing before we go to the chief is that the calendars were delayed. There was a couple of, once we had some fits and starts, last minute changes, additions, and then a lot of additions that the rec committee came up with, so we wanted to get those all on there. It went to the printer this morning, so you should be seeing probably in about a week. If it's not, maybe less. You'll see them in your mailbox.
Mail. Okay. People have asked that question. It will be in the mail.
I'm sorry, Chief.
I don't know what they just wanted to this is getting up the grant cycle, things that we're doing right now. Partnership grant with Catholic co-officers. Most of that, we have to make it for that policy. You got a safe school grant for around the school, right? Oh, we submitted to that. Oh, I thought we already got them. There was one we were looking at quick project. That's the one you're looking at now. Oh, okay. I thought that was money in the bank. Maybe it wasn't. Good, Rob? Anybody else? Public portion. Yes, ma'am. Right, sure.
Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Gail Barth. I live at 200 Portland Road, and in more condos. Mayor and council, may I submit to you 4 photos that I took of the windmill driveway would better enable you to see what I'm referring to.
Okay, sure. All the same picture?
Portland Road, yes. The windmill cottage driveway specifically. You'll see in those photos that the yellow guardrail is heavily dented, with bits of a car still present there where it crashed in one night. We don't have any police report on it, at least I don't think so, because I think it was like kind of a hit and run. You'll also see the storm drain, which faces directly up Portland Road, which one night a drunk driver came down, knocking that storm drain clear off. A police report was filed on that. In addition, there's a blind driveway which comes right out onto the bend in the road. So, what I would like you all to consider, since there will be improvements to the street, there have been improvements to the park, which would, I'm assuming come spring, will have very much increased traffic. We have speeders on the road, and we have drinkers on that road. And the speeders are not just the cars. I've almost been hit by a bicycle coming around that bend as well. It speaks for itself, the speeding, because you can see that, but I also pick up litter on the side of Portland Road, and last fall I cleaned up 5 construction bags of bottles, including 3-liter bottles of vodka, all consumed. So I don't know where they're drinking this, but they are drunk and speeding coming down our street. There are no speed limit signs on the street. And what I would like to request, first of all, is for you to consider a speed bump before you get to that bend in the road. I think that would help significantly.
On the uphill or downhill?
On the uphill side, where it's coming down. It's coming down, that's where they're not negotiating that turn. Also, the speed limit signs, I would hope not more than 30 miles per hour. And also more surveillance of where these people might be drinking.
Okay. I can get the test station looked at. I can get the signs taken care of. Be surprised if somebody up here with run some radar or stuff like that, keep an eye on them down.
Because it's significant. I mean, it's a lot of liquor bottles. And like I said, it's just not the shooters. leader, I don't know how you can drink a liter of vodka and get one.
Probably not all at once, I hope.
I don't know.
Or with a lot of help.
But why would you drink it at home and then go out and throw it in the woods, you know? It's
I
gotta
guess
be.
this is your guardrail, Winmore
Yes,
guardrail?
yes.
Okay. Okay. You'd expect your concerns to be resolved within the DPWN? I'd have to think 25, is that really?
Yeah,
25,
And also, I know it's not a very wide road, but we can definitely look into other traffic calming measures once the gas company gets rid of their end of it, and once we do any storm drain improvements as well.
That would be great.
Thank you. Fascinating.
I have them on my phone.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Who else would like to speak? Mr. Urigo.
I don't like to have my back to anybody. You'll just indulge me for a few seconds. On January 1st, 2016, I was sworn into the office of Councilwoman of the Borough of Highlands with an oath to uphold the law similar to the oath everyone that sits on this council and serves adheres to. On January 20th, 2016, the council had the first reading of Ordinance 16-13, which subsequently passed on February 17th, stating the mayor and council would serve without compensation. In late fall of 2017, business owner Steve Solek, after months of repeated discussions of the HPP budget, requested of the council to be appointed a liaison to the council to help with his complaints concerning the business tax collected and distributed by the HPP and how it was being used. With consent from the mayor, I was appointed that person. In January 2018, based on the ordinance at the time regarding the Highlands Business Partnership, I requested in writing the backup in the form of ledgers, invoices, RFPs, and bids related to the HBP's 2017 expenses to be able to better evaluate the HBP's request for business tax dollars for their budget of 2018. I requested these documents again in an email February 11th, 2018, and I was denied in writing access to those documents. I requested again on February 21st, 2018, and again I was denied access by the HBP president, who also copied the HBP Board of Directors. I requested again on February 23rd and was denied again. I made 2 more attempts and was denied. I am speaking here today to ask you to disband the HBP and dismiss the president and all board members of the Highlands Business Partnership until they can produce full documentation and show full compliance to Ordinance 18-02 and 501c3 guidelines which regulate them. In addition, I am asking for the ethical explanation and justification of why a Middlesex County employee, as president of the Highlands Business Partnership, can operate a 501c3 nonprofit organization out of a privately owned building that she owns, and for justification on why a Highlands Council member, who happens to be her husband, can be compensated over $15,000 for services rendered. I will leave the potential criminality issues concerning the violation of Ordinance 1802 to those in the federal, state, and county governments who investigate such issues.
Anybody else? Walter?
Having Bonnie pass out an analysis, I don't know if everybody at the table is aware, but I got a cease and desist from the business partnership and from Carla Braswell to stop disparaging them. What I have been saying have been facts. I don't disparage people. I don't make things up. So what you have in front of you is factual information about the business partnership. Mayor O'Neill, you keep saying you want to run the town like a corporation. Let's start with corporations and accountability. When I attended the business partnership meeting, after many, many requests, and at the mayor's request, I went to the meeting on Monday, January 21st.
I heard that they canceled the car show this year because it was a loss for the business partnership. So I took the information Oprah requested, I got their income statement out, and I said, well, what else is a winner for the business partnership? St. Patrick's Day Parade, $2,866 loss. Brew by the Bay, $2,403 loss. Car show, $1,900 loss. Most of these events are losses. So if the business partnership is interested in getting rid of the dead weight, they need to look at everything and get rid of the dead weight. I'll spare you all the details. You can read this at your leisure. I am more than happy to meet with any of you, anytime, anywhere. I'll take time off from my job, Monday through Friday. I'll meet you during the day. I'll meet you at night. Just tell me. I've got so much information, and if you want accountability and you want to run it like a corporation, let's start right here.
Thank you, Wilson. Anyone else? No.
Two things, there are more questions.
Okay.
One is, there was a commitment last year to pay for a meter of Portland Road. Okay.
There was a commitment last year to pave the remainder of Portland Road, and that was partially done last year. And we're actually thankful that it is waiting because of all the construction at the Forest Line, all the construction at 88 Portland. So is there a timetable for that?
That's the reference to the gas corporate spoke about. I don't know if you were here for that.
I'm sorry, I may have understood.
There's some major gas construction going to be up on Portland Road also this summer.
Okay.
So once that is taken care of, we'll go through.
So we're expecting that in the fall, maybe? Is that by the end of the summer?
In July, I think they said. The whole top of that hill, Portland Road, Peach Street, and the new road is all taken care of.
Gas.
Chestnut.
Okay. Well, that's why they have to flag that.
Right. That's all going to get done up there.
Okay.
So we're going to wait till after that.
That's
And
great.
actually, we were supposed to do it, then found out the county was doing that good job up there.
Okay.
So I don't have to start a contract.
Second question I have is, stopped by the building department in November, and the nice lady there told me that code enforcement was shifting away from the town and was moving, or at least moving over to Middletown.
No.
And that's...
It might have, at that time,
Yeah.
when we were negotiating that,
Right.
we have our own guy.
Okay. And can we be assured that the big construction site at 88 Portland is properly being monitored? I know the permits are okay, but is somebody watching? Yeah? Okay. Just want to make sure that...
I know the DPW guy goes up there.
Yeah.
Doing the stuff too.
Not only the DPW, superintendents around, we have the instructions that were put out,
Okay. I think the only other concern from my neighbors is, are they also watching the zoning and have the height restrictions and all that stuff? Is that all? Okay. All right, thank you.
Gotta be watched over.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Anybody else? Today? Okay. I'll close the public portion. Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, I'll second, two waivers
Thank you for coming out tonight.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned at 8:45.